Good night, West Bay West. Like you, West Bay West, we are ready for change. It is time for change. It is time that we do out with the old and in with the new. Yes, amen to that. For far too long, we've seen the same foolishness day in, day out. Every election year, it's the same foolishness, the same stunts. They know you when it's convenient to them. When they are in power, they don't enact or put forward any legislation that is going to be of use to us as a people and to future generations. We need to change that. You need to change that. Come April 14th, put your X down for someone who is going to represent you, for someone who is going to stand up for you, for someone who is of character, someone who is going to be in true leadership. On April 14th, West Bay West, you cast your vote for none other than Mr. Mario Ebanks. We can go on and on and on about his accomplishments, whether it's academic, whether it's his professional or his community contributions. And the panel up here has done a wonderful job educating you on the type of man that he is. But what truly impresses me about Mr. Mario is that he's a man of character. Yes. He is humble. He is willing to listen. He is willing to speak on our behalf. He is someone that other representatives will want to work with, and he will work with them to get you what is needed. He will work with them to represent West Bay and the Cayman Islands in the fashion and the manner that we deserve. We no longer need representatives who are going to make asses of themselves. We no longer need representatives who are going to embarrass us, who are going to act like children instead of putting their heads together to form solutions for the problems that we currently face. I'm not shy, so. Every election year, I said, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not getting into it. I'm not coming up here on the stage. But every time I am drawn to people who can really affect change, people who have our best interests at heart, people who are going to fight for our future and to do the right thing when it's brought to them. Mr. Mario Ebanks, in my eyes, ladies and gentlemen, is the only candidate that is going to embody those qualities. He's the only candidate that's going to have some backbone and do what is needed. An earlier panelist said the cost or the value of a vote is $500,000. I beg to differ. The value of your vote is priceless, ladies and gentlemen. It is priceless. If you continue to elect the wrong people, it will not only impact you, but it will impact your children, your grandchildren, and generations to come. Things just don't add up with the current administration that we have. The current minimum wage is $6 an hour. Sad but true, $6 an hour. The average cost of a home now, ladies and gentlemen, is going on $1 million. So unless one of you can come up here and explain to me how that's going to add up for our children to be able to afford housing for themselves, to have a future for themselves, to be able to represent themselves and carry and to help their families, you need to come and explain it to me because it doesn't add up. Math was not my forte. So if someone could explain it, please, by all means, I'm all ears. I'm willing to listen to it. I come from a generation of Caymanians that charity was not acceptable. And this administration, who has been ruling over us as a dictator for almost 4 decades, has built our nation, has built our community into a welfare state. I say no more. When you vote for people, when you cast your ballot, you have to think of the future. You need to put in men and women of integrity. Men and women like Mr. Mario Ebanks. As a woman, hearing and seeing everything in the press with the recent events of how our current incumbent has treated women over the years, it is deplorable and it is disgraceful. And that is not the type of leadership that I want for my country. That is not the type of leadership we deserve. As the saying goes, "Dup know who to frighten." And let me tell you something, if it was this woman you see in front of you, that would be a different headline. But nonetheless, what we have to do is take those types of people out. We no longer have room for that. We can no longer tolerate foolishness. We can no longer tolerate tyranny. We need to embark on a new day, a new age, a new time. And that time calls for leadership, ladies and gentlemen. That time calls for people who are going to rise up to the challenge, who are going to implement who are going to implement solutions that are going to better our country, better our nation, better the future generations. There's so many things that I could say that are positive about Mr. Mario Ebanks. He's kind, he's professional, he's a gentleman, he is courteous. He embarks all of the qualities and emulates them for someone that I would be proud to call my future Minister of Parliament. And come April 14th, I am speaking it into existence. He will be the new Member of Parliament for the District of West Bay West. It is time to remove the Big Mac off of the menu. It is time that we really voice our opinions and really put ourselves in a position for change. I want to see legislation enacted where we put more money and more resources into our children, the future of these islands, versus putting it into the prison system. I want to see legislation revised and revamped. The people who abuse their authority and abuse the children of these islands, our future, to truly pay the time for the crime. We can no longer have pedophiles running around here after 6 months of incarceration. As far as I'm concerned, they are deplorable and they need to rub 25 to life, like anywhere else. We need our elderly and our indigent, those who are most vulnerable within our communities, to be protected and not preyed upon. We need to foster our cultural beliefs from yesteryear, where a village raises a child. It's going to take the entire West Bay village to raise up a new government. It's going to take the entire Cayman Islands to enact what we deserve: true representation. As far as I'm concerned, being a member of the House is a privilege, and they have abused this for far too long. Just remember who pays their salaries. It is all of you. And if you keep putting the same jokers in, you're going to keep getting the same foolishness. In life, we play the hand that we're dealt. You need to call a spade a spade. But in West Bay West, all we have had is a joker. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is time for Mr. Mario Ebanks, and it is time across all of these Cayman Islands to raise up men and women of character, men and women who are going to do the job and get the job done. Thank you.